Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a quick look at whether or not it's actually worth converting the 144001 to brushless. Now I've had mixed opinions on this. I pretty much read all the comments I receive on my channel, and I've had mixed opinions. I've had people sort of say you've taken a budget RC and you've basically defeated the purpose of a budget RC. I've had people say that, you know, I could have gone for the EMB-1 by LC Racing, which is basically the model this thing is based on. This is sort of a clone of the EMB-1 in a way, and there's been many other different comments. So what we're going to do today, we're going to take a quick look at whether or not again you can justify doing this conversion. There's been many points raised, and some of them are quite fair points as well, so we're going to have a quick look at that today. Okay, so if you're brand new around here and you didn't actually see the conversion videos or the running videos and all that sort of stuff, I also did a couple of speed tests on this as well on 3S and 4S. If you're brand new around here and you haven't seen those videos, don't panic, because I will leave links to those videos in the description below. And also be sure to subscribe. I'm incredibly close to 1,000 subscribers now. That's going to be the first massive milestone that I actually hit, and I will be doing an RC giveaway as well, guys, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest RC content. I will be doing the giveaway like I just said, and I've also got a lot of new stuff coming to the channel very soon. Okay guys, so I do apologise, there is going to be a lot of talking today, but I think this is something we need to clear up. Again, like I said, I have received comments and a couple of messages on Instagram as well from people actually saying, what was the point of doing the conversion? You've defeated the purpose. So let's take a look at whether or not it's actually worth doing this conversion, or whether it's actually better just to go for a ready to run LC Racing EMB-1. Which again, like I said, is the model this thing is actually cloned off of. So let's take a quick look. So guys, the first thing we're going to take a look at is cost then. So obviously you can see I've done a few modifications to my one, but in stock form it actually cost me £77. Now I actually opted to go for the version that gave me 2 batteries over the 1 battery, which is why it costs slightly more, but these can actually be had for about £72 or around that sort of range if Banggood's doing a special or some sort of promo deal. Now guys, I have covered this buggy in quite a bit of detail on the channel. I have said many times before that when you actually buy one of these in stock form, they're not great out of the box. There are a few things you actually need to do. I've done 2 videos on my channel. Basically the first one was the 3 essential items that you should do on this before you even take it out for a run. I would highly recommend you do those things, and I think the main one in that video is the diffs. Out of the box they tend to come quite dry. There's not a huge amount of grease in there, and I think after a little while things are going to go horribly wrong if you don't actually do that quick and easy modification. And then there's a couple of other items on that as well. I think one of them is overfilled or underfilled shocks, so it's definitely worth taking a look at that video. I've also done a optional recommended sort of things to do video as well, which will also cover a few other little points which you may consider doing to your buggy, but I would definitely take a look at the essential items because they are not completely ready to run out of the box. Okay, so before we can actually compare this to the LC Racing counterpart, I think we need to sort of see how much this thing has actually cost me and how much it is actually worth sat on the worktop there, and then we can sort of see whether or not we can justify going for the WLTOYS, or you know, you may be actually better off going for the LC Racing version. Okay guys, so let's take a look at what brushless system I was actually running on this then when I was using 3S. We were running a Surpass Hobby F540 motor and ESC combo, I believe, and that was the version 2 as well, and that is a 60 amp ESC and motor combo. It was the 3300 kV motor I actually opted for. A lot of people tend to run higher kV motors on this. Again, that was an option for me. It was out of stock at the time, so I just went for the 3300 kV. I think it's definitely worth noting, I think if I had have gone for the higher kV option, we may have achieved a slightly faster speed, but again, you know, like I said, it's something I am going to revisit in the future. Guys, when it comes to the steering servo, initially I wanted to go for the JX Digital servo, which is a 17 gram servo. Now I do believe that is a direct fit in one of these. It's been on back order on Banggood for many months now. I ordered this thing at least 2.5 months ago, and it has been on back order ever since. I got bored of waiting. I wanted to progress the build, so I actually went for a Savox equivalent. Okay guys, I'm going to stick a picture of the servo that I actually used for this on the screen now. Now this was slightly smaller, and this wasn't really an issue, but I had to use some O-rings. I had to fill the gaps on either side of the actual mount. Hasn't been an issue. This thing has been running absolutely fine, so it's definitely a way to go. If you're not happy to wait, or if you can obtain the JX digital servo, the 17 gram one, then feel free to use that. That is pretty much a direct fit. If you can't, there are options out there. I believe Emax actually makes one as well, but I can't remember the model number. But if someone can remember, or if somebody knows any other servos that will be a direct fit for this, then feel free to drop them in the comments so that we can help other people out. Now guys, if this is the first time you're actually looking into doing a brushless conversion, or if you're just interested to see how much it actually costs, or if it's worth it, then I have to tell you, you're not going to be able to use the stock transmitter that the car actually comes with. Now the reason being, the actual stock vehicle comes with a 3-in-1 unit, which is obviously the receiver built in, the ESC built in, and then obviously the servo power as well. Now guys, you're not going to be able to use that unit because firstly, some of the connectors are different, so you are going to have to change that out if you do decide you want to go brushless, which is why I've had to put this away and bring out my Sanwa MX6. Now I use this on various models on my channel, and all I did was purchase another receiver for this. Now this does have a 10 model memory, so I've got more than enough space on there to actually accommodate this, and that receiver was actually $26.99. Now guys, taking a look at the contact foams then. Now in this instance, I'm not actually going to include these in the cost. The stock wheels and tyres that this thing actually comes with are more than capable, and they're also quite cheap to replace as well. Now the reason I'm not going to include them guys is because we're doing a comparison today sort of against the EMB-1, which I have checked, and it doesn't come with on-road wheels and tyres. It does actually come with off-road tyres, just like the 144001, so I think it's a little bit unfair to actually include the foams in the cost of this build. My intention was to do an on-road build, so I think it'd be a little bit unfair bumping the price up for the foams when you actually get off-road tyres on both vehicles. So that's why I'm going to leave that out today. But it actually costs £16.46, just in case anybody's interested. £16.46 for the front and the rear, the front and the rear contact foams. Now guys, I am actually going to include the cost of the body and the wing as well. Reason being because the stock body just doesn't have enough room underneath to house the bigger ESC, and then obviously I think if you're going to be changing the body, you're also going to want to change the wing, because the stock wing is obviously pre-printed and it just wouldn't look right. So I think if you were going to do it, you'd probably go for both, and that is why I'm going to stick the cost of the body and the wing on the screen now as well. Again, like I said, if you're interested in either of the two, they are both from Fat Bodies. I believe it is a UK based company, and a few people have actually asked me whether or not they actually ship worldwide. The honest answer is I am not sure, but it's definitely worth sending them an email to ask whether or not they will ship this combo should you wish to pick it. Okay guys, so the cost of the wing and the body, along with the paint, the black and white paint to paint both of those, total cost was £25. That's not a lot of money at all guys. Obviously they are quite small, so there is still a bit of paint left, so I can actually use this on a future build, but yeah, £25 for the body and the wing, and obviously to get it looking like it is, comes to about £25 guys. So guys, there you go, we've got a little idea then of how much this thing has actually cost me to build, to actually get to its current state. The total cost is actually on the screen now. Now guys, I am actually running the stock gearing in this, so I haven't actually changed out any of the gearing at all. We're still using the plastic spur as well. Now I did actually purchase a few little extra things along with the buggy, just in case we get halfway through the build process and something does break or something doesn't really go our way. I did actually purchase the steel pinion and spur kit from Banggood as well. Now this isn't something you really need to do. If you're going to be bashing this thing crazy 24/7, this may be like the first sort of upgrade you want to do, because you may end up stripping the spur. I think using the stock gearing, the motor mount, I actually got a spare motor mount as well. The motor mount holes are already there drilled out for you. just to accommodate the stock pinion. So it's sort of hard to strip the stock spur, because the mesh is going to be pretty much perfect as soon as you screw it all together. But I did purchase one of these spare as well. Now the reason for that was because they actually use, instead of using thread lock on a lot of their components, they actually use glue. I don't know why, because I wouldn't have said thread lock's much more expensive than glue, but fair enough. And again, on the build conversion videos I actually did, you will see that they actually glued the grub screw on the pinion onto the actual motor shaft, and even the actual motor mount itself was actually super glued in, or you know, CA glue, whatever you want to call it. It was actually glued in. And this is something they do pretty much on every single person I've spoken to who owns one of these has actually come across this same issue. So bear that in mind. Now I actually got a spare motor mount just in case this actually happened to me, but thankfully I used some heat and it managed to, the screws actually came out without an issue. Guys, I also purchased a spare diff. Now I haven't actually opened the packet yet, but again, I've covered it on one of my videos. This thing is probably going to be bone dry inside. To be fair, it doesn't feel great either, so this is something you may want to consider getting as well, because the diffs on these in stock form will be completely dry, bone dry basically. There'll be no grease in there, or even if there is some grease, there'll be very little. Guys, I'm just having a quick look online just to see how much a LC Racing EMB-1 actually is. Pretty much in ready to run form with the, I believe it comes with a 35 amp brushless ESC and motor system. I'm also looking to see whether or not it comes with a included Lipo. Now I'm just taking a look over here, guys. There is one for £174.95. Now that is completely ready to run. That includes the buggy, the brushless ESC and motor system, the 2-channel transmitter and receiver, and a 2S 2000 milliamp 45C battery as well, and then obviously your instruction manual, and that is for £174.95, guys. Now you do have to bear in mind, obviously, the it's going to be higher quality. A lot of the hardware that's used is also going to be a lot better as well, and compared to the clone, obviously the 144001, I just think overall quality is going to be a lot better when it comes to the LC Racing version. Guys, I believe a lot of the parts are actually interchangeable as well. I don't think I mentioned it before, but I'd like to say over 90% of the parts on the EMB-1 are probably going to fit the WLTOYS counterpart. I think, guys, it's something you need to sum up really. If you enjoy doing brushless conversions just like I do, if you enjoy, you know, tinkering around with your RCs and stuff, it would definitely be worth, I think, going for the 144001, because it's going to give you something to do. It's going to give you that flexibility to fit in the electronics that you want to fit in, and it's just a nice sort of base to build upon, guys. If I'm honest, there's not a huge amount of things that are going to get in your way. Obviously the ready to run LC Racing version is probably going to be the best bet in the long run, because obviously the quality is obviously going to be there compared to the WLTOYS, requiring quite a lot of changes as soon as it comes out of the box. I'd like to think that the LC Racing equivalent would be pretty much spot on as soon as you take it out, charge the battery, and off you go. So it's definitely something to consider, guys. So guys, just to sum up the video then, I think it's going to be a personal choice whether or not you go for the WLTOYS version of the buggy and then go through all the process of converting it over, or just going for the ready to run LC Racing version, the EMB-1. I think it's going to be down to personal preference. Again, if you're like me and you like doing things to your RC, you enjoy the process of building, tuning and all that sort of stuff, then it may be a good option to go for. If you want to just get the buggy out the box, not have to worry about doing all the little essential items, filling the diffs with grease, you know, checking to make sure the shocks aren't overfilled or underfilled, all that sort of stuff. If you're not into all that sort of thing, then I'd definitely go for the ready to run LC Racing version. Obviously the quality is going to be better as well, better quality hardware, and just overall a better machine. It may not be as quick as, you know, the speeds that I've achieved out of this. I believe they are still quite quick, even though they're using a smaller motor and ESC. I believe they are still quite quick. I'm not going to throw any speeds out there because I haven't seen a huge amount of videos on them, but I'm pretty sure people are achieving similar speeds to what I'm getting out of this on that ready to run setup. So guys, I think we're going to leave it there today. I do apologise for all the talking. I know some of you think I talk too much, but I'd like to think I'm talking sense most of the time, and if I'm not, that's fine. I apologise. But guys, I think it's an issue we had to talk about. It has been brought up many times. I've had quite a few messages as well from people saying I've wasted my time, I've wasted my money, and I could have just bought a ready to run equivalent. So I think, just to sum up guys, I think it is purely down to personal choice and what you want to get out of your buggy. If you are happy to go all through that process, then fine, go for this. If you are happy to just open the box and crack on, then feel free, go for the ready to run LC Racing equivalent guys. I think we're going to leave it there guys. This video has gone on quite a while now. Just want to remind you, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. There's going to be a 1k giveaway, 1k subscriber giveaway coming up very soon. We'll be doing an announcement video to let you know what's up for grabs. Obviously guys, I'm thrilled that we've pretty much nearly reached the 1k mark. It's absolutely great, and I've got so much planned for the channel. We've got budget builds coming up, we've got more speed runs coming up, and a whole list of other stuff. So be sure to hit the subscribe button guys, so you don't miss out. If you haven't already, be sure to check my Instagram out. I've got quite a few pictures on there now. Be sure to give me a follow on there. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment down below. What do you make of this whole situation? Do you think it's worth actually doing? I know a lot of you who subscribe to my channel do actually own one of these, so let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. Whether or not you actually agree with what I've done, or whether or not you agree with the people who are against what I've done, feel free, let's have a discussion in the comments down below guys. And as always, I'll see you on the next video guys. This is probably going to be the last video I do this month, so I will see you in October. So take care guys, and I will see you soon.